Hey everyone, welcome to QuanX News. I'm your host Prasann Koli, and today we are diving into the speculation surrounding RBI Governor Shaktikanta's future as his term is near its end, all against the backdrop of India's recent GDP growth miss. Let's get started. India's latest GDP growth data has sparked intense debate, showing a sharp slowdown at 5.4% for the July-September quarter, far below the Reserve Bank of India's 7% projection. This seven-quarter low has amplified scrutiny of the RBI policies and Governor Das' leadership. With his term expiring next week, there is growing uncertainty about whether the government will extend his tenure. The slowdown comes as inflation has surged to 6.21%, breaching the government's target range. Despite this, core inflation, excluding volatile food and energy prices, remains subdued, which some believes gives room for the rate cut to boost growth. The RBI has kept the repo rate at 6.5% for almost 2 years, but experts now suggest the central bank may need to act sooner rather than later to avoid steeper cuts in the future. Das has remained cautious, citing risk or Das has remained cautious, citing risk from global commodity prices and geopolitical tensions. This GDP miss would but the economists argue that this GDP miss would be a wake-up call. Some like Deutsche Bank Kaushik Das recommended starting with a cash reserve ratio cut to improve liquidity, paving the way for smoother rate cut transmission. Amid this backdrop, other leadership changes loom. Deputy Governor Michael Patra terms end soon, and to new appointments to Monetary Policy Committee have introduced a mix of perspective. The resulting uncertainty could complicate monetary policy decisions at a critical time. Meanwhile, global investor confidence in India is being tested. Though foreign inflows in equities has resumed recently, the rupee records low and downward growth revisions like Goldman Sachs cutting its forecast from 6.4 to 6% are tempering enthusiasm. Despite these challenges, Das has stayed focused, recently stating as already my table is full, so I have no time to think about what's next. However, the government's decision or indecision about his future will have a significant implication for the RBI directions as it tackles inflation and growth pressures. That's all for today on QuanX News. Thanks for listening. Stay curious, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next episode.